Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my dear students. Welcome to a new meeting. Today we are going to have lesson 3 in unit 2. Open your students book on page 24. The first, language and context. Number 1. A rich businessman offers to pay for 3 things you want because you received the highest grades in the school district. What will you ask for? Number 2. Compare your wants with members of the class and select the funniest one. Practice 5. Listening. Listen to the conversation and make notes in the chart below related to Gina, Lynn, and Sahar wishes. Listen carefully to write down their wishes.
Page 24. 5. Listening. A. Listen to the conversation. Complete the first column of the chart with the people's wishes.
Look at all those children. Look at us. We're so lucky. We've always had what we needed: a home, food, clothes, school, presents, friends, and to think that we find something to complain about all the time.
Well, Gina, it's the way of the world, I'm afraid. But you're right, we shouldn't complain. I wish we could do something to help as well.
How about starting a campaign? I've always wanted to do that. We could start a campaign at school, and we could also ask our families to help.
I think that's the coolest thing I've heard you say. Way to go. Let's do it. I wish I could be as clever.
Oh, come on, Gina. It's not clever. So many people do it all the time. But thanks anyway.
Okay, so let's think about what we need to do. If I could paint, I'd make a poster. But I can't draw a straight line. Right, Gina?
You're not so bad, Lynn. I can try, but I wish I had the right kind of materials. You know, poster paints and glossy sheets of paper and...
I know. I'll ask my father. They keep a stock of material at the company. Maybe they'll want to contribute.
So, are we going to ask for sponsors? We should make a list of people that are worth contacting. And we need to write a letter or some informational material to give them. I wouldn't just hand out money to people just because they asked me for it. I wish we had some money ourselves. Then we wouldn't have to ask anyone.
Yes, well, so do I, and I'm sure Lynn feels the same. Would you like to draft something, and then we can all discuss and finalize it? Please don't say no. I would do it if I could, but I can't write. I wish I could. You're such a talented writer. You know how to present things to people.
Thanks, but I am not so sure. Can we do it together, Lynn? I would feel so much better if we did this together.
Yes, sure, no problem. When? Now?
Why not? The sooner the better.
I wish we could change the world this minute.
B. Listen again. Try to figure out the reasons for the people's wishes and complete the second column of the chart. Share your ideas in small groups, then report in class.
Now you are going to complete the first column with each wish for each person and the second column with the reason for each wish. These are model answers related to the chart. You can answer by yourself and revise your answers. For example, Sahar, she wishes they had money so they wouldn't have to ask anymore. For Gina, she wishes she were so clever and she wishes she were a talented writer. For Lynn, she wishes she could do something to help. For Jean again, she wishes she had the right kind of materials. Okay? Now let's transfer into the next exercise. Practice 6. Pronunciation. Take care of the pronunciation of would plus you and could plus you. You can notice that the intonation and the volume are reduced in questions. Reduced مستوى الصوت والتنغيم ينخفض عند نطق هاتين الكلمتين would مع you أو could مع you. Listen carefully.
Page 24. 6. Pronunciation. A. Listen. Note how would plus you and could plus you are reduced in questions. Then practice.
What would you do? Where would you go?
What could you do? Where could you go?
B. Read the people's wants and wishes again. Underline the would ya and could ya word groups. Practice reading the sentences aloud.
Okay, you can repeat them on your own and to learn how they are used during questions. Now, let's transfer into question about you. In pairs, ask the questions and have your friend answer. The switch rules. Number 1. Do you ever wish you were someone else? Who and why? هل تمنيت في يوم أن تكون شخص آخر غير الذي أنت عليه؟ ومن هذا الشخص الذي تمنيت أن تكونه؟ ولماذا؟ Number 2. If your house were on fire, لو أن منزلك مشتعل نارا, what would be the first thing you would try to save? ما هو أول شيء تفكر في إنقاذه؟ Number 3. If you lived on a desert island, what would you miss most from civilization? إذا عشت في جزيرة صحراوية ما هو أكثر شيء ستفتقده فيما يخص الحياة المدنية؟ Number 4. If you lived away from your country, what would you miss the most? إذا عشت بعيدا عن بلدك ما هو أكثر شيء ستفتقده؟ Number 5. Have you ever had a wish come true? Or do you know anyone who has? What was the wish? هل كانت لديك أمنية وتحققت بالفعل أو تعلم أن أحدا تحققت أمنيته؟ وماذا كانت الأمنية التي تحققت سواء لك أو للشخص الآخر؟ Number 6. What advice would you give someone in order to become rich? ما هي النصيحة التي تعطيها لشخص لكي يصبح غنيا؟ These are questions related to your own information, your own background and opinion. Answer them on your own. Now, let's transfer into page 25 to the conversation. Underline the would you and could you word groups in pairs. Read the conversation aloud, making sure to reduce the pronunciation of would you and could you. Listen carefully.
Page 25. 8. Conversation.
Some people really have all the luck. I read about this guy who won $1 million prize on a TV game show.
Well, I read about a family that won $100 million as a prize. Now, to me, that would be a real problem. I wouldn't know what to do with so much money.
You wouldn't know what to do with so much money? You have to be crazy to say that. If I won that kind of cash, I'd know exactly what to do. I have it all planned out.
What would you do then?
I'd divide the amount into 3. I'd give 1/3 to my family. Another third I'd spend on traveling to places I've always dreamed of visiting. I'd buy a house for myself and a new car, and I'd have a ball.
And what would you do with the rest?
So, Michael doesn't know what to do with so much money. مايكل لا يعلم ماذا سيفعل بكل هذه الأموال الكثيرة إذا حاز عليها. But Yusuf has his own plans. He is going to divide the amount of the money into 3 parts. سيقسم الأموال إلى 3 أجزاء. The first part, or the 1/3, الثلث الأول, to his family, لأسرته. The second third, he is going to spend it on traveling to places he has always dreamed of visiting. He would buy a house for himself and a new car and he would have a ball. سينفق الجزء الثاني على زيارة الأماكن التي كان يرغب في زيارتها، شراء منزل، شراء سيارة، وكذلك أن يستمتع بوقته بهذا المال. Michael has asked a final question. And what will you do with the rest? وماذا ستفعل بالباقي؟ يقصد الثلث الأخير. فهذا السؤال لم يجب عنه يوسف. After reading, what do you think Yusuf's answer would be? ماذا في اعتقادك إجابة يوسف ستكون على السؤال الأخير؟ I'd probably give it to charity، أعمال خيرية. I'd invest the money in the stock market and try and make more money. I'd give it to you, of course, or your own idea. It's up to you. Now, real talk related to some vocab and expressions. This guy is used as an informal way to say this person. طريقة غير رسمية لقول هذا الشخص. To me بالنسبة لي بتعني in my opinion في رأيي. You wouldn't know echo question to confirm what was said. Disbelieve. Have a ball. Not to buy a ball ليس معناه يشتري كرة but أو يمتلك have a good time. Okay? Finally, the questions related to the conversation. Number 1, who won some money? How did the people win it? من الذي فاز بهذه الأموال؟ الحقيقيون الذين فازوا بها فعلا. ومن خلالها نسجت هذه المحادثة ما بين مايكل ويوسف. Number 2, what would Michael do with $100 million? Number 3, what do you think would Yusuf do with $100 million? So the first question related to who won some money. So they are a guy won $1 million prize on a TV show and a family won $100 million as a prize. After that, Michael said that he wouldn't know what to do with so much money. The final question, Yusuf would give 1/3 of the money to his family on the condition that they wouldn't ask for money ever again. He would spend on 1/3 on traveling to a place he's always dreamed of visiting. Okay? The last part is related to you. Your turn to role play practical activity. نشاط عملي انك تقوم بمحادثة مثل التي سمعتها ودرستها. Role play the conversation with the partner. Use your endings واختر النهاية التي تودها. Use the answers in about the conversation for ideas. وحاول أن تستخدم المعلومات الموجودة والإجابات والأفكار المحادثة لتصيغ محادثتك وتضيف رأيك. Okay? That's for now. Waiting for you the next lesson. إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.